Okay, Kyle Busch. Uh, it's over. It's over.
So plain and
I don't care
simple.
anymore. Yeah, it's still 2020.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Stock Car Spectacle. I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Nick Kinzel.
And I'm Dalton Good.
And Dalton Good is joining us again as Mike Gamble is packing some stuff up as he is getting ready to move. So we have our official graphic designer, our official super sub, our official Regan Smith, Dalton Good, joining us. Dalton, thanks for being on again, buddy.
Thank you guys. Glad I could fill in for Mike. Hate you're not here, Mike, but let's get it going.
Hell yeah, buddy. And we are digging into Kinzel's classroom. Professor Kinzel, take it away.
Saddle up, boys. Class is in session. Welcome back to another edition of Kinzel's Classroom here on the Stock Car Spectacle. Boys, we've been doing this all playoff long. We kind of switching it up here. New week, new assignment. We're in a classroom. It makes all the sense in the world. So the topic this week, decision time. Who's in, who's out? So the round of 12 is coming to a close, and with Vegas and Talladega in the rearview mirror, we know for sure that Kurt Busch and Denny Hamlin will be advancing to the round of 8 for winning in this round. We can almost certainly add Kevin Harvick to that list as well, as he sits 68 points above the cut line, and maybe even Chase Elliott, who sits plus 44, and Brad Keselowski, who sits plus 41. But that leaves us with 6 guys to talk about. But first, I want to start with the 4 guys that are on the outside looking in. So the first 2 we're going to get into and talk about here is none other than Kyle Busch and Austin Dillon, as they both sit minus 21 below the cut line heading into the Charlotte Roval. Now, while these 2 aren't in necessarily must-win situations, both of these guys need to put Talladega in the rearview mirror. But also, both of these guys do not have great finishes here at the Charlotte Roval, so they need to put that in the rearview mirror as well. But at the end of the day, we know what Kyle Busch is capable of doing in 2020, and are not. We know what Kyle Busch is capable of doing on a normal basis. And in 2020, Austin Dillon and RCR have been fast. So the question for you boys to start this off: do we see any of these 2 boys moving on to the round 8?
Go ahead.
Dalton Good, we'll start with you.
I'm going to start with Austin Dillon first. I did say last week that if he did not win at Talladega, that would be it. And, of course, he did not win Talladega, got caught up in a couple wrecks, had radiator issues, wasn't able to recover. So, Austin Dillon, your season's over. And, Kyle Busch. It's over. It's over.
So
Plain and
I don't care
simple.
anymore. Yeah, it's still 2020. Ian, you're up.
short, sweet, to the point.
There you go.
I give up, guys. I really don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to my fellow Ryan Nation friends, but I just don't have the motivation to get myself ready for this race. I just really can't. If we were going to a good track, like, I don't know, Kansas or Richmond or Bristol, I mean, I'd still be hyped. I'd still be ready to go. But with the Roval, best finish for Kyle Busch there is 32nd, I believe.
Yep.
So, yeah, I just don't have any. I was hoping that he could survive Talladega. And he could have if he would not got wrecked. If he would have made it to the white flag, it wouldn't be so bad. But, the 21-point deficit and going to the Charlotte Roval, one of its worst tracks. I don't have the motivation to get ready. I don't have the hope. So, I'm just going to get ready for elimination, boys. I'm just being honest.
Yeah. I'm gonna start with Austin Dillon. He came out of the round of 16 looking fast, guys. He was leading a bunch of races. They just made that 3-car, like, it came out of hell. That's how fast that thing was. And this round, he has just been having lots of issues. He was having mechanical problems at Vegas. He was having issues at Talladega, and we know that he is not good at the Roval. So 3, you had a good run, but you are not going to be making it to the round of 8. And Kyle Busch, first Kinzel's Classroom of this round of the playoffs. I wrote him off because I know he is awful at these tracks. He's not that great at Vegas. He always gets caught up in something at Dega, which he did, and he just plain out sucks at the Roval. Past 2 years, he's got he was 32nd and 37th. I think that's his 2 finishes that he's had at the Roval. So it's really weird to say Kyle Busch will not be advancing to the round of 8.
Yeah, when we talk about this, Austin Dillon, I think is done for sure. Him and his team kind of blew it with the mechanical issues at Vegas. He was running top 10 in both of those stages there, and then Talladega's Talladega. He's either gonna run well there, or he's gonna wreck. That's how it goes there. And then the Charlotte Roval, I just don't feel confident with the 3 car. But if there's one guy who can get it done, I know I already wrote off Kyle Busch at the beginning of this round, but if there's anybody who can get it done, Kyle Busch can. Yes, he has those 2 garbage ass finishes, but he was running in the top 10 when he had those issues in both of those races, I believe, in the past. So you just never know. And 21 points is 21 points. All it takes is somebody having a mistake, and he can find himself in there if he can have a clean, solid day. So Dalton's got a question. Dalton.
Well, no, you go ahead and finish first.
Oh, what are you gonna say?
Don't interrupt the teacher.
I'm gonna get written up here. Well, what I was gonna tell you is that, I mean, yes, that is a good point. I can't believe I forgot to say this, but yeah, there is a chance, you can have Alex Bowman or Joey Logano have problems. I mean, yeah, if Kyle Busch wants to advance, I really don't think he's gonna win. But if Joey Logano and Alex Bowman were to have some kind of issues, that would help him get in. But the thing is, you cannot just depend on somebody else to have issues. There is a chance that they won't. You got to run your own race. Joey Logano and Alex Bowman are going to do the same thing. So I just had to bring it up there.
So, yeah, at the end of the day, I'm indecisive on Kyle Busch. He's either going to go out and do Kyle Busch things, or 2020 is 2020, and it's just going to have its toll on KB. So for now, I'm going to say he still doesn't advance, but we'll see what happens on Sunday. So that leads us into the next 2 guys, Clint Bowyer and Eric Almirola. Bowyer minus 38, Almirola minus 48. These 2 SHR teammates find themselves in absolute must-win situations. Talladega really set these 2 back as they both crashed out, and everybody here circled this as a track. If Eric Almirola and Clint Bowyer are going to advance, these are the tracks that they're going to get it done at, is Talladega. But Bowyer is really good at the road courses, especially the Charlotte Roval, because he scored top 5 finishes in both races here at the Roval, but the speed and the luck hasn't been with the 14 or the 10 almost all season. So, guys, is this the final nail in the coffin? Are any of these guys winning to advance into the next round? Because that's what they have to do.
I do not see either of these guys making it to the next round. Like you said, they're basically in a must-win situation right now. And I don't see either Clint or Eric winning at the Roval. This is a very, very hard track. So you can say hasta la bye-bye to Clint and Eric Almirola.
I got to say, for all the people in the bottom 4 right now that are about to be eliminated, I kind of have the most confidence in Clint Bowyer. And here's the reason why. Clint Bowyer is actually a very decent road course racer.
He's a really good road course racer, yeah.
Yes. But, of course, Sonoma is like the best road course for him, to be honest with you. But, I mean, I can't really remember where he finished in the past 2 Roval races, but I do know he had
finishes.
2 top 5 finishes?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So, Clint Bowyer, decent road course racer. I do expect him to actually try to compete for a win this weekend. I mean, he'll have to stop Chase Elliott, of course, if he wants to. But yeah, Clint Bowyer, out of everybody in the bottom 4, I got more confidence in him than any of the other 3. Yes, even Kyle Busch. Clint Bowyer's my guy.
I tend to agree with Dalton here. I have Eric Almirola. Goodbye. Him and his team, utter collapse right there. They started the season off really strong. It looked like that ship was finally going to set sail in the right direction, but He just blew it. Honestly, him and his team blew it. But yeah, talking about Clint Boyer, I think if there's any race that he wants to go to facing elimination and a must win, it's a road course, especially this one. He's ran so well in there in the past. So I 100% agree with Dalton that anybody out of the playoffs right now, out of those four, Clint Boyer might have the best shot at moving on.
Yeah, it's 2020 for Clint Boyer too. He has just been caught up in so much bad luck. We've been calling him Bad Luck Boyer all year. So I don't like you said, he's got to win this race, and yeah, he's really good at the road courses, but luck has not been well to him. So I just don't see it. But anything can happen at the Roval. This is going to be a wild race here, boys.
Right. So moving on. So I said I wanted to start with the four guys who were on the outside looking in, but now we're going to talk about some of these other guys. Well, really, we're going to start with the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. Finds himself in a pretty comfortable enough position, sitting plus 32 above the cut line. All he really needs to do is have another solid road course race like he usually does, and he should easily advance. I'm guessing there's no argument between that. We're going to see Martin Truex Jr. advancing into the round of 8. Yes.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we saw him almost win the Roval a few years ago before Jimmy Johnson happened. So,
right.
But I am not worried about Martin Truex Jr. at all. So
here's where it gets interesting, though, with Alex Bowman and Joey Logano. Bowman sits plus 22 and Logano sits plus 21. They don't have as much of a comfortable lead as that 19 car does. So really, all it takes is one little mistake, and they can both find themselves out of the playoffs. Both run fairly well at this track, especially Alex Bowman, as he is like Clint Boyer because he also has top 5 runs in both races here. Honestly, for these two, if they can just earn stage points and run top 10 all day without anyone below the cut line winning, that's a big if, they should be in good shape to advance. But like I'm about to say here, that is much easier said than done. Alex Bowman and Joey Logano, are those two advancing, and are those two advancing?
You know, Alex Bowman will advance if he stays out of some trouble.
Well, I'm sure he's got a lot of motivation right now with some stuff that happened recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll dig into that in Ian's pit stop. But we saw last year at the Roval when he got into it with Bubba Wallace after Bubba was flipping him off for like 50 laps or so. And then they kind of got into it. Bowman spun out Bubba, and then the whole Gatorade throwing happened.
I almost forgot about that.
And Bubba got freaking tortured on Twitter for splashing some water at Alex Bowman. My goodness. But if Alex Bowman just stays out of trouble, doesn't worry about the non-playoff drivers getting in his way and annoying him, I think he'll have a pretty clean race and make it into the round of 8. And then Joey Logano, I see no problems with him unless something wild happens. I think he's going to have
it's a
smooth ride.
It's a Charlotte
anything
Roval.
Can happen.
All it's going to take is those guys missing turn 1, and their day could be over.
Yeah.
So for Alex Bowman, I don't know if you guys saw it already, but I have good friends from Alex Bowman Nation on Twitter, and I literally just said congratulations on your round of 8 spot. Now, Joey Logano, I hate this guy so much, and I really don't want him to move on. But like I just said a couple moments ago, you cannot depend on somebody else to have a mistake. You know, Joey Logano and Alex Bowman both are going to run their own race. Everybody else in the bottom 4 is going to do the same. So, you know, as much as I hate to say it, I'm not really worried about Joey Logano either. So.
Yeah, honestly, I already think our round of 8 is kind of set here. With the 8 guys that are in it already, unless like a guy like Clint Boyer goes up and win. Like I said, it's easier said than done. So it's a Charlotte Roval. It's going to be an exciting race. The first 2 races there, I think, have been quite successful. So we're just going to all have to tune in on Sunday and find out. But guys, if you guys have nothing else to say, class dismissed.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Kinzel's Classroom on the Stock Car Spectacle. We'd like to thank our super sub, Dalton Good, for joining us and taking over the place for Mike Gamble. You can follow him on Twitter and Instagram. be warned, he is Kyle Busch's #1 fan and Joey Logano's #1 hater, so make sure you keep that in mind before you give him a follow. You can follow me, Nick, and Mike. We're all on Twitter and Instagram, along with the Stock Car Spectacle account. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can follow us on all podcast platforms, and make sure to follow our good buddy Patrick Cotto with the Cotto's Mojo podcast. It's a great Chicagoland-based sports podcast, so make sure to check it out on all podcast platforms. So that'll do it for us. I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Nick Kinzel.
And I'm Dalton Good.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.